Hello students. So in integral transformations, especially we are discussing the Fourier transformations, including inverse Fourier transformations. In the previous class, I have defined what is Fourier cosine transformation and sine transformation, obviously of infinite length. So let us take some problems. So let us have another problem. Find so Fourier cosine transformation. Find Fourier cosine transformation of f of x is equal to e power minus x. Find Fourier cosine transformation of f of x is equal to e power minus x. So we need to solve for Fourier cosine transformation of f of x is equal to e power minus x. So what is the very well known definition for Fourier cosine transformation? Okay, sine transformation and cosine transformation is I have already given in the previous class. So that is the basic definitions of sine transformation and cosine transformation. So what is the cosine transformation? It is 0 to infinity f of x cos of sx. So this you know. So that I'll write first of all. So that is Fourier cosine transformation of f of x will be is equal to 0 to infinity f of x cos of sx differentiation with respect to dx, because I'll get here Fourier cosine transformation. Okay, so but the function here it is given as e power x, that is e power minus x. So that is equal to 0 to infinity e power minus x into cos of sx dx. But this is a very well known formula. What is the standard formula? We know it. That standard formula is there, that even in the previous class also I told you. The standard relation is 0 to infinity e power minus ax cos of bx dx will be is equal to a divided by a square plus b square. If you see here, in place of a, minus 1 is there, plus 1, and in place of b, s is there. So with that, the result will simply becomes, so therefore Fourier cosine transformation of e power minus x will become, so a, that is 1 divided by a square means 1 plus s square. This is the Fourier cosine transformation of e power minus x. Okay, fine. Next you take the another problem, another simplest problem. I am taking another simplest problem. Let us take another simplest problem. Find Fourier sine transformation of, Fourier sine transformation of f of x is equal to 1 by x. Find Fourier sine transformation of f of x is equal to 1 by x. So I want Fourier sine transformation of f of x will be is equal to, the formula is very well known, that is 0 to infinity f of x sine of sx into dx. So in place of f of s, I have 1 by x. So that is 0 to infinity 1 by x sine of sx dx. It is the standard formula. This will be the standard formula. So this result is directly pi by 2. So that is Fourier sine transformation of 1 by x will be is equal to pi by 2. It is the standard formula. So that is 0 to infinity sine of kx, k is a constant, divided by x is equal to pi by 2. the standard integral. This is the standard integral we are supposed to remember. So 1 by x Fourier sine transformation is simply pi by 2. Okay. So now take even another problem. Let us go for another problem. So let us go for another problem. Find Fourier sine transformation of f of x will be is equal to e power minus ax upon x. E power minus ax upon x. Fourier sine transformation of f of x will be is equal to 0 to infinity e f of x sine of sx dx. Fourier sine transformation of e power minus ax divided by x is equal to 0 to infinity e power minus ax sine of sx divided by x dx. So this is the integral we need to determine. So the thing is that we need to estimate this integral. We need to evaluate the integral. We need to evaluate the integral. So let us take this integral will be I. That is I will be is equal to 0 to infinity e power minus ax sine of sx divided by x into dx. Now what I do here, you differentiate with respect to the parameter s. Differentiate with respect to parameter s. Differentiating with respect to parameter s. Differentiating with respect to parameter s. So that means di by ds. So integration from 0 to infinity. So sine of sx will come as cos of sx into x. That is e power minus ax. When I do the differentiation for sine of sx, cos of sx, again sx I will do, that is s d by ds of sx, d by ds of sx, all divided by x into dx. Then what I will have here, di by ds will be is equal to, here s differentiation is 1, x will come out. So 0 to infinity e power minus ax cos of sx, here it will come x divided by x into dx. X cancel. So what is remaining now, e power minus x, di by ds will be is equal to 0 to infinity e power minus ax cos of sx dx. Cos of sx dx. So this is again a standard integral. This is again a standard integral. So very well known to you. This can be written as di by ds will be is equal to a divided by a square plus s square. So a divided by a square plus s square. Then correct. Now we need to solve for I. Now we integrate. So now we integrate with respect to s. Now we integrate, that is di is equal to a divided by a square plus s square into ds. So when I integrate, di will be is equal to, a will be constant, that is ds divided by a square plus s square. So 1 by a square plus s square will come as tan inverse of s by a. So that is I will be is equal to a into 1 by a into tan inverse of s by a. and of course I need to put some integration constant c. So that is c is equal to integration constant yet to be determined, integration constant. So that is I is equal to tan inverse of s by a plus c. I need to determine the integration constant. Okay, now locate something here. If I know some boundary conditions, then I'll get something here. So now you see here, I have taken this integral here. What will happen to this integral? What will happen to this integral for s is equal to 0? So this integral, what will happen when I substitute s is equal to 0? So when I substitute s equal to 0 here, sin of ss 0, sin 0 will be 0. So this is the thing I can do. So for s is equal to 0, we have I is equal to 0. This is important conclusion here. For s is equal to 0, we have I is equal to 0. So that means the same logic I will use here. For s is equal to 0, we have I is equal to 0. So that means I is equal to 0. Tan inverse of s is equal to 0 means 0 plus 0. This is 0 plus c. So that is I have c is equal to 0. Once I have c is equal to 0, clearly I have I is equal to simply tan inverse of s by a. Tan inverse of s by a. But what is I here? This is. What is I here? This is the I. Okay. Therefore, Fourier transformation of e power minus ax by x therefore Fourier sine transformation of e power minus ax by x will be is equal to tan inverse of s by a. Okay, I think clear. Okay, that's done. Okay, fine. So this is the way of determining the Fourier sine and cosine transformations. So in this way we can do any number of problems. So fine. So let us take another problem. So inverse Fourier transformation related problem. Let us take another problem will be as follows. Find f of x. Find f of x if its sine transformation is given by e power minus as divided by s. So they have given the sine transformation is given as e power minus as by a. Now we need to determine what is that function that will have the Fourier transformation. Sine Fourier transformation is e power minus as by s. No doubt we need to approach through the fundamental definition. Inverse Fourier sine transformation is given by. So what is that fundamental formula we know? That is inverse sine transformation of s is equal to, the definition will be, so 2 by pi 0 to infinity f of s into sine of sx. Remember integration with respect to s, the parameter. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, fine. So parameter s, this. So finally I'll get f of x. I want the f of x. After that I'll get the f of x. Okay, fine. So now f of x will be is equal to 2 by pi 0 to infinity, that is given as e power minus as upon s sin of sx into ds. Sin of sx into ds. So from here what we can conclude? From here, so what we can conclude? So conclusion means we need to evaluate this integral. Somehow we need to evaluate this integral. So anyway we need to integrate. We need to evaluate this integral. We need to evaluate this integral. So that how we will evaluate this integral? I will go through some indirect technique. So I'll go through indirect technique. So here we need to integrate with respect to s. So the parameter s will be the parameter, x will be the parameter. Do one thing, differentiate with respect to x. That means d by dx of f of x. So we can do the integration inside. That is 2 by pi 0 to infinity. You no need to perform for e power minus as by s, but sine will become cos of sx. Then sx will become s into ds. So s will cancel. Then d by dx of f of x I have, it is simply 2 by pi into 0 to infinity e power minus as into cos of sx into ds. Again it is the standard formula. This is the standard integral. So this is the standard formula. Many times we used the standard formula. That means d by dx of f of x will be is equal to 2 by pi into, so we have a divided by a square plus s square. Fine. A divided by, sorry, it will come as x square because we are integrating with respect to s. No, we will get x square. It is of x square. It is of x square. It will be of x square. Okay. Now using variable separable method to integrate. Variable separation. So when I use the variable separable method technique, so we use a variable separable method. That means integration of d of is equal to 2a by pi into integration of dx by a square plus x square. Okay, so this will become so f of x will be is equal to 2a by pi. Just now I told you this is tan inverse of x by a. Don't forget to put again 1 by a. So a cancel, then f of x will become, so 2 by pi into tan inverse of x by a. So don't forget to put some integration constant, say c plus c. That is the c is the integration constant. That will come to know whenever we have some boundary condition, like some idea. So let us see, here we will get some information from f of x. Here is the f of x. So what will happen when I put x is equal to 0? What will happen when I put x is equal to 0 here? What will happen when I put x is equal to 0 here? So when I put x is equal to 0, sin 0 will be 0, f of x will become 0. So for x is equal to 0, we have f of x is equal to 0. For x is equal to 0, we have f of x is equal to 0. The same idea we use here. So that is for x is equal to 0, we have f of x is equal to 0. So that means 0 from here is equal to 2 by pi into tan inverse of 0 plus c. So that is 0 plus 0. So from here is equal to 0. C value we got. Now again from the same thing what we have. So therefore f of x will be is equal to 2 by pi into tan inverse of x by a. So that is the Fourier. So that is the function 2 by pi tan inverse of x by a will have the Fourier sine transformation as e power minus as divided by s. Okay, fine. So like this manner we can solve any number of problems. Remember the techniques will be remain same. Okay, so you have to develop some idea there, then how to simplify this like this. Okay, fine. Thank you. I'll stop here.